So, ich glaube, ich bin live. Ja, und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Livestream hier auf meinem Kanal. Ich bin das_2000, Türchen 23 meines Adventskalenders mit Genshin Impact. Und ja, heute kam Genshin Impact Update raus. Und ein neues Gebiet. Ja, ein neues Gebiet. Obmenta, ich hoffe, ich habe den Namen richtig ausgesprochen. Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Ja, ein neues Gebiet. Oh, ich freue mich. Die Schneeberge. Und das werden wir heute machen. Aber ihr seht, oben rechts und oben links, ich habe ganz viele rote Punkte. Erstmal gucken, was da abgeht. Nein, das ist was Falsches. Bei Ankündigung, okay. Ich habe eine was bei Ankündigung, da werde ich jetzt aber nicht vorbeischauen. Okay. So, Nachrichten. Lieber Spieler, wir bitten aufgrund der Probleme, die bei Version 1 aufgetreten sind, um Verzeihung. Wenn die Figur fliehende Sonne... Okay. Eine Entschädigung haben wir bekommen und lieber Spieler, die Routinewartung ist beendet. Vielen Dank für dein Verständnis. Ja, dankeschön. Einfach 600 Urgestein. Nice. Dann bei Händler ist auch irgendwas neu. Was ist das hier? Ah, die beiden Sachen sind neu. Okay. Ist das hier neu? Nee, ne? Das ist erst in 8 Tagen. Schade, schade, schade. Ja, genau, ich suche eine Supernova. Das stimmt. Ja, schade. Hier wird das erst in 8 Tagen zurückgesetzt. So, wo habe ich denn dann noch überall? Beim Kompass und Kreide und Drachen. Das ist, glaube ich, ein neues Event. Aktionsdetails. Ah ja, hier ein neues Event ist das. Was ist denn noch alles neu? Neuer Probelauf. Okay, Fische. Ja, die habe ich alle schon, die 3 Charaktere. Ihn noch nicht. Und neue Aufgaben. 2400 Urgestein. Ja gut. So, was denn noch neu? Neuer Pass. Ja, komm, überspringt. Das ist doch jedes Mal das Neue. Jedes Mal das Gleiche, wenn da... Ja, wenn ich mal wieder in Rocket League bin, kannst du mich ja gerne einladen. Ja, kann ich jetzt bitte irgendwie überspringen? Das ist das Gleiche wie bei den letzten 2 Malen auch schon.
She now believed that she was the queen of the kingdom of darkness. But take heart. A second crowned heir had already taken up the path where the first had stumbled. This is the story of your journey, of your tale to be told.
Nein. Ja, die gleichen Waffen sind da noch drin. Ja, es ist das gleiche wieder. Okay. So, dann bei dem Buch ist was neu. Bei Sphäre, nein, gibt es wahrscheinlich eine neue Sphäre. Oder? Ja. Und dann bei Charakterbogen. Warum bei Charakter? Ich bekomme fürs Aufleveln von Charakteren Belohnung. Oh mein Gott. Wie geil. Dann wird es auf jeden Fall gleich ein großes Opening geben, würde ich mal sagen. Ein großes Ziehen.
I created another universe and founded paradise for I, Fischl, and the princess.
Das ist geil, was man auch was zurückbekommt, wenn man Charaktere levelt. Oh Gott, das dauert echt lange. Ich habe halt fast alle Charaktere. Oh, viele Charaktere habe ich. Ich habe halt fast alle Ich habe halt fast alle 4 Sterne Charaktere. 2 fehlen mir. Nein. Ich kann nicht aufsteigen lassen? Oh ja. Nee, Mona will ich aber nicht aufsteigen lassen. Auch wenn sie ein 5 Sterne Charakter ist. Und dich auch nicht, auch wenn du ein 5 Sterne Charakter bist. Ich brauche es für Barbara, weil ich Barbara halt immer als Heilung nehme. Nein, Hilfe. So. Oh Gott, ich brauche Supernova in Kobaltblau, Rot, Pink, glaube ich. Ja, ich glaube, das war jetzt alles. Wasser- und Feuercharaktere könnte ich aufleveln, aber ich brauche das halt für Jungling und Barbara. Die Materialien. Dann habe ich jetzt immer noch was bei... Ach ja, genau, Ankündigung. Aber im Stream ist das jetzt doof. So. Dann würde ich mal sagen, wir gehen mal in das neue Gebiet, oder? Verarbeitete Zutaten. Ach ja, ich habe mir ganz viel Mehl hergestellt. Da möchte ich hin. Ist am schnellsten, glaube ich, da drüber, oder? Boah, ich hoffe, damit ist auch eine neue Art von diesen Steinen. Dass man jetzt zum Beispiel die Eisstatue oder so bekommt. Das wäre halt mega nice. Die Eisfähigkeit für seinen Charakter. Okay. Wo bin ich hier? Hier bin ich. Ich möchte erstmal hier rauf. Das darf ich ja jetzt. Ist das hoch? Ich hätte nicht springen dürfen. Ah, das ist auch neu, okay. Oder eher gesagt, das kann man jetzt auch alleine machen. Also sonst ist jetzt hier nichts, ne?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Ja, da dürfen wir jetzt hin. Das heißt, es wird geklettert. Ganz viel geklettert. Oh, ist so nice. Vor allem ist es jetzt eh Weihnachten morgen und ein Schneegebiet wird freigeschaltet. Und da ist eine Quest. Und ein neuer Teleporter. Hier schneit's sogar. Okay, wenn ich selbst durchklicke, geht das schneller. ...20. Und da ist noch eine Quest. Ja, einfach mal die ganzen Quests, jetzt die ich im Weg finde, annehmen. So. Ja, dann wollen wir mal uns das neue Gebiet angucken. Extrem kalte Umgebung. In einer extrem kalten Umgebung sammeln Figuren fortlaufend bittere Kälte an. Erreicht dies im Maximum, verliert die betroffene Figur Lebenspunkte. Lagerfeuer und ähnliche Wärmequellen verringern das Ansammeln bitterer Kälte. In besonderer Umgebung und bei bestimmten Handlungen wird das Ansammeln bitterer Kälte beschleunigt. So zum Beispiel bei Schneestürmen, beim Schwimmen und so weiter. Oh Gott. Okay, Venti, du fliegst bitte jetzt immer. Da ist direkt eine neue Art Gegner. Die explodieren einfach in Kälte. Ach, unten, das ist der Balken, ne? Okay. Hier ist auch ein neues Erz. Ja, neues Erz ist hier auf jeden Fall. Tiefroter Quarz. Hallo, ich möchte mich einmal kurz aufwärmen bei euch. Danke. Das ist auch irgendwas Neues. Das ist ein neues Monster. Mein Buch will wieder was von mir wissen. Dieses besondere Eisbrocken mit eigenartigen Muster könnte nicht durch können nicht durch Pyroangriffe geschmolzen werden. Nur durch einen Angriff unter Einfluss des Effekts von tiefrotem Quarz kannst du eine geheimnisvolle Energie neutralisieren, die in diese Art von festem Eis eingeschlossen ist. Okay. Und war ja klar, was ich direkt mit Feuer wieder probiere. Friere ich jetzt eigentlich hier ein, wenn ich einen Nässeffekt bekomme? Nein. Was ist jetzt? Wärmende Seele. Seli. Auf dem Drachengrad leben wärmende Seli, die sich von anderen Artgenossen unterscheiden. Sie verströmen fortlaufend Wärme und verringern die Ansammeln bitterer Kälte. Ah, nice. Okay, ich muss jetzt irgendwo hoch. Oh, hier ist ein Frettchen. Habe ich mich getroffen, schade. Kletter ich? Ich muss da oben hin, ne?
Yahoo! Let's play!
Wärmt mich ihr Feuer? Nein.
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Ja, ich brauche einen Teleportpunkt nur. Von mir aus kann ich dann sterben. Nein, 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 der ist eingefroren, der ist eingefroren. Ich brauche die Seele da unten. Gibt es mir dauerhaft... Ja, es gibt mir dauerhaft Wärme. Okay. Okay, das ist gut. Das ist gut.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
So. Kann ich dich... nicht auftauen. Kann ich aber kaputt machen. Auch wenn es lange dauert. Du frierst immer wieder zu, ne? Und mein Spiel laggt. Ah. Der Rubin ist auf jeden Fall nicht da. Ich habe einfach 26. 26. Wo ist denn dieser Rubin? Ich weiß, das Ding heißt anders, aber ich nenne es einfach Rubin. Und die haben den Sound hier auch ein bisschen geändert. Bin ich jetzt blind? Ich habe doch schon einen von denen eingesammelt.
Race you!
Tiefroter Quarz. Wie schmelze ich dich? Gute Frage, ne? Nein. Ah, jetzt kann ich wieder ganz runter. Habe ich auch nicht, wie ich das jetzt benutze, diese... Ach, ich habe die um mich drum, diese Energie. Lul. Ich hab's verloren. Sollte ich vielleicht einen Zweihänder wählen? Komm mal her, Fischl, du kommst mal eben weg.
I will protect you.
Ah, ja, so. So, ein neues Gebiet. Und ein Glück ist hier jetzt auch ein Teleporter. Hier war ja vorher keiner. Wenn man hier hin musste, muss man immer hier so erst rumlaufen. Ja, das ist doch schön. Hier gibt es auf jeden Fall viele Teleportpunkte. Wirklich viele Teleportpunkte in diesem kleinen Gebiet. Okay, wo fangen wir an? Ich würde sagen, wir gehen jetzt erst zu dem hier. Sie baut sich immer noch auf. Ich will einmal den Segen der Statue. Ja doch. Segen der Statue. Sind sie alle nice. So. Dann will ich dahin. Dann wärme ich mich noch einmal. Und da müssen wir jetzt irgendwie
Wouldn't
darüber.
gliding be faster?
Was bist du? Du wärmst mich. Ist der über mir? Keine Ahnung. Ich kletter einfach mal hier hoch.
Brace yourself.
Oh Gott, wie hoch ist das hier? Ich schaff das nicht hier hoch mit Venti. Und ich bin tot. Nein, ich hatte Glück. Ich muss auf jeden Fall mal hier mich auftauen. Okay, diese Boxen habe ich nicht. Oh, wie schöne Eishöhle.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Oh, ich bin gerade etwas, es ist etwas überfordert, weil das Gebiet so voll ist. Da erstmal die ganzen Teleporter freizuschalten. Oder ist der Teleporter hier unter mir? Der war unter mir. Was für ein tiefes Loch. So, irgendeine Barriere. Nein, nicht den Charakterbogen, das wollte ich nicht. Nein! Oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott. Ja, komm, dahin. Zum nächsten. Da unten ist auch noch einer. Ah.
Come on, traveler, let's go. The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered.
Okay, hier hätte ich nicht runtergesollt. Wollte ich nicht runter. Ein Teleporter komme ich von hier aus nicht dran.
Let the show begin.
Oh Gott, das wird so ewig dauern. Hier mal irgendwo von A nach B zu kommen. Auf jeden Fall gibt es neue Quests. Und die verfolge ich jetzt mal. Ich will die Karte öffnen. Während ich erfriere. Okay, ich muss der Mondstadt. So. Dann mal eben hier das Essen abholen. So. Wo ist die Quest? Kann es sein, was die kleine Karte verkleinert haben?
Which should I choose?
Hier steht jemand Neues.
Huh. Looks like Timaeus isn't here today. Customers? Pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus? No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. Huh? Do I look nervous? My apologies. If you need any help, just call my... Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we? Hey, aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled I've heard some... Still, there's that name again. Albedo. Is he also an alchemist in my... Apologies. But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. Yes. He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from... Wow! Paimon didn't know he... Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face. I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out. I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capabilities is one of Albedo's areas of research, after all. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Sorry. That's the best I can do. Hey, stop worrying. We got this.
Okay.
Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what all researchers are like? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo.
Ich will irgendwie nicht in diesem Gebiet die ganzen Teleportpunkte freischalten, weil das halt so viel bergig und so ist. Das ist sehr unübersichtlich, das Gebiet, sagen wir es mal so, vor allem wenn die Karte so klein ist. Aber ich habe den Teleportpunkt, da kann ich jetzt direkt schon hin, das finde ich gut.
The show begins! Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
Da ist einfach dieser Heilkreis.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of...
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... Right, I've got to get going.
Weg ist sie.
Seems like that nun's an expert in making people...
I thought I heard something. Who...
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a...
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quiet.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the nuns of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in
Och,
the
es dauert
mountains?
nicht für so viel.
If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Nein, ich will nicht ins Wasser. Ich will nicht erfrieren.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Also ich muss sie auch einsammeln.
Seems like there's more to being a nun in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized.
Ja, ich muss mehrere von diesen Rubinen sammeln, damit ich das kaputt machen kann. Okay. Ich würde auch die Spur mal weiter verfolgen, oder? Was bist du? Ist auch irgendwas, was ich, womit ich interagieren kann. Ah, da ist er. Der neue Charakter.
Is that Albedo? What?
The word on the street is he loves sketching. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Sketches everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churls? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk! Let's take them out of the picture first!
Auf jeden Fall gibt es direkt einen Eiseffekt. Und ich erfriere.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
What's up with sketching hilly churls? What makes...
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my
Ich
sketch,
erfriere.
it may give you a clue.
Wow.
You can find these... Take a look in the cyclic...
Hold your horses.
Ja komm, ich muss mich leider
We
beeilen, weil
found
ich
your
sonst
man.
erfriere, glaube
I'm
ich.
headed back.
Komm, mach hin.
What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. But back to the point. From her words, it seems...
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. I've heard a bit of everything. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin?
Er hatte Geo-Fähigkeit.
Whoa, you wanna start with that?
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world, but you're not from the known world. By
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything. Time for a change of surroundings.
Bitte fertig? Nein, wir werden belauscht von der Frau.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mons?
Okay, ich bin auch nicht erfroren, ein Glück. Aber ich bräuchte mir eben eine Wärmequelle. Ich bräuchte mal eben eine Wärmequelle. Da oben. Ja, wie viel Leben ich auf einmal abgezogen bekomme. Ich hasse, es geht so nach und nach, aber nein. Das ist alles auf einmal.
Has a question. After this,
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of after awakening.
No, Paimon's got a brain, but...
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit...
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some...
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area.
Huh? Doesn't seem very
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well,
Okay, ich kann meinen Charakter nicht mehr ändern. Ich wollte eigentlich noch Fische mit dabei nehmen. Aber das darf ich anscheinend nicht mehr.
Nice and spicy. Brace yourselves. Think you can get away? Booba, get them! Let's play! Nice and spicy.
Aber Fische wäre jetzt so viel angenehmer. Gegen Eisgegner.
Let's play. Booba, get them! Wouldn't gliding be faster? Think you can get away? Let's play.
Das rote Ding macht Schaden. Das ist gut.
Brace
Da
yourself.
spawnen noch welche. Wie viel wollen hier noch spawnen?
As a dutiful maid would. Brace yourself. Think you can get away? Let's play.
Oh, die roten Pixel respawnen aber ziemlich schnell. Das finde ich gut.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Oh mein Gott, ist das wieder. Das sind noch ein Panzer.
Yahoo!
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to... Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally,
Internal.
it's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's an It's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the camp.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but let's keep our eyes open.
Ach, ich habe doch nur eine.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Think you can get away? I'll catch up.
Ich möchte gerne dieses Ding hier zerstören.
Leave it all to me.
Den gibt es auch als Eisvariante.
Here we go.
Jetzt fliehen wir gleich.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
Okay, ist warm. Gut gehabt. Auch wenn ich
What luck.
gleich tot bin.
This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Komm, ich mach doch eben
Here we go.
den Eismagier kaputt. Sammel Truhen ein. Zu welchem Gebiet gehören die eigentlich? Und wo ist... Da ist die Teleporter. So, wirklich ein kleines Camp.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the... While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the...
I wouldn't call them results. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between the... Consider. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregisvine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world.
It would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Eine Herausforderung. Ja, klar, was es hier neu gibt. So, dann den Trank soll ich trinken, ne? brenne.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. Having you down as an...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry.
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to... what Paimon meant to say what...
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to... prepare something. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to...
Hallo Reaperkiller.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
Ich wechsle eben zu Fische. Nicht, was wir gleich irgendwie wieder kämpfen müssen oder so.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
Wird das jetzt eigentlich aktualisiert mit dem? Weil da haben letztens noch die Figuren gefehlt. Genau. Zhongli und Xingguan haben noch gefehlt. Jetzt wurden sie hinzugefügt. Das ist doch schön. Ja, Baidu fehlt mir noch. Und halt sie als 4-Sterne-Charakter. Und Zhongli hätte ich gern gehabt.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. You shan't be required to it. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine...
Cooking? Paimon was...
Not only is this...
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the...
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can...
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food?
Okay,
Maybe
halt
try
mal
the
Stuhl.
willpower thing again.
Okay, dann erstmal das neue Rezept lernen. Da. Was ist das? Ach, das ist, glaube ich, ein Event-Item, kann das sein? Ja. Ich kann einfach 26 Mal beten. Ah, ist das geil. Das ist ein Events-Item. Eine von einem Monster des Drachengrads extrahiert kleine Kristall. Es steht nur zu ganz bestimmten Zeiten. Ja. Das ist ein Event-Material.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Ist hier vielleicht irgendwo... Ah, da. So, welches Gericht war das? Das da, ne? Oder welches Gericht war das? Butterbratlinge, okay. Da. Ich brauche einen Fisch. Ich habe keinen Fisch. Wo krieg ich Fisch her? Ist hier irgendwo Wasser? Da teleportiere ich mich hin. Okay, ah, da ist noch ein Fisch. Also noch 2 Fische. Nehmen wir mal mit. Okay. Und jetzt wieder da hoch, ne? Und dann das Essen zubereiten. Apropos Essen, ich trinke mir mal eben was. Ich habe Durst. So, wo ist jetzt das Gericht? Es war da. Ich mach's direkt zweimal, oder?
That was fa- An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good...
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. I managed to retrieve the majority, but...
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, I must have tried...
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight!
So, was muss ich suchen?
This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental...
Goodness. I'm wondering...
Yep! Guess...
Unfortunate. Only a never before...
You mean...
Don't be disheartened. I have to... Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. In essence, the difference is looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please,
So müssen wir jetzt hin, hier rauf.
Good thing the vial's so strong.
Und überall ist Minze, ne? Ja.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Da ist ein neuer Ruinenwächter. Da habe ich jetzt keine Lust drauf. Das ist eine Truhe. Eine wertvolle Truhe. Oh. Davon brauche ich doch 3 Stück.
Brace yourself.
Okay, ich brauche irgendwas zum Aufwärmen. Okay. Da kann ich mich aufwärmen, das ist nett.
Yahoo! Here we go.
You want us to jump from up?
not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis. Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Ah, ich habe Ventis schnelle Fähigkeit nur genutzt und nicht seine. Ah, er ist auch schon hier. Da ist ein Teleporter. Nee. Hier ist kein Teleporter. Was ist hier? Auf jeden Fall ist es hier warm. Und ich brenne.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite. Your reputation
But you follow.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to. If the innumerable.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the. I may be about to make some gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to sketch those hilly trails?
Precisely.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember that. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Jetzt gehen wir zu der Ruine. Unter uns, okay. Nein, ich habe keine Lust zu kämpfen. Das sind neue Säulen. Oh. Nee. Ich wollte schon sagen, ich muss jetzt nicht die Aufgaben machen. Ich muss hier erstmal Ausdauer aufladen lassen, dass ich nicht hier gleich runterstürze in den Abgrund. Ist hier irgendwo ein Teleporter? Ich dachte, wir gehen zu der Ruhe. Okay. Nee, hier ist kein Teleporter. Und ich habe den da verpasst. Egal. Und ich sollte mal eben schnell landen, bevor meine Ausdauer gleich komplett auf Null ist.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test. I'd like you to There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mech. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action. A tried and tested adventure. So, let's see you in action. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Nein, warum bleibst du stehen? Ah. Ist da irgendwo ein drittes? Nee, ne? Nee. Okay, Nummer 1 ist fertig.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Ich glaube, dich brauche ich da hinten.
Here we go. Here we go. Out of the frying pan.
No.
By royal decree. Yeah, yeah. Out of the frying pan. Brace yourselves. Yeah.
Ah!
Brace yourselves. Boba, get them! By royal decree. Let's play. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Okay, der ist tot. Ah, das ist die Säge hier.
Here we go.
Ist es nur eine? Ne, zwei. Der andere ist da oben.
Yahoo! Time for takeoff. Boba, get them! Yahoo!
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism.
Naja, ich mache eben
Exactly what will
Steigerung.
happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey! Explaining things is Paimon's job!
Ernsthaft, beim letzten bisschen noch mal.
By royal decree.
Danke.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Kann es sein, dass ich einfach nur seine Arbeit mache, weil er es nicht schafft?
Seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still... Let me make...
Seems like if
I've truly gained a... Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave.
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds of strange I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive.
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are...
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So, Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo!
Come on, traveler. Let's go. The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered.
Konnte ich gerade irgendwas machen? Darf nur betrachten, okay. Na ja, komm. Teleportieren uns.
You're back. Good. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small merit?
Things feel a little... Don't be sad. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well... I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Okay.
Huh? Look at that. Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby? Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing.
Ist das eine neue Quest oder immer noch die gleiche? Ne, ich glaube, ich bin damit fertig. Aber ich glaube, ja, den Story-Akt haben wir jetzt durch. Den anderen gucken, ob ich den auch streame oder ein Video zu mache. Auf jeden Fall bedanke ich mich jetzt fürs Zuschauen. Ich bin raus, wir sehen uns morgen bei Türchen 24. Ich hoffe, ihr seid auch dabei. Ja, und bis morgen. Tschüss.